Thank you very much for joining this session, this online virtual session to celebrate the women's engagement, the women, our community leaders, women in housing and slum upgrading. So this is a celebration to celebrate the International Women's Day, which was already on 8 March, although it's a bit late. So we are celebrating this event today with all of you. See, ACHR is organizing. You may know that ACHR, Asian Coalition for Housing Rights, is organizing this event, and we are inviting you to join us this celebration event. And ACHR is celebrating this event to honor and to show our respect and to honor, to celebrate the women, their engagement, their leadership role in housing, in improving homes, in improving housing, in improving living conditions, in improving the communities' infrastructure, in upgrading settlements. So they have been working for all these years. They have been working for all these years, making changes, transforming the communities, making their voices heard, working hard. Besides facing all the challenges, discriminations, they have always kept moving. And the network members of ACHR in Asian communities, in Asian countries, they have always focused keeping women in the central of their work. So we have always partnered with the women-led organizations, with the women's group in the communities, supporting them, enhancing their capacities, helping them to learn, helping them to voice out, helping them to shout, and supporting in various ways so that their leadership, their participation can be strengthened in the communities, in bringing the transformation, in bringing the changes, to work in collaboration with the governments and other stakeholders, other partners, to make their voices heard at all the levels, at the national level, regional level, and also at the international level. So we have always been there. ACHR has always been there with the communities, with the women's group. So the transformation, the changes, the successes they are bringing can be sustained. So the leadership role of women, their contribution in bringing all the change, in transforming the society, in the communities, in ensuring secure tenure, in ensuring the better living conditions for them, for their children, to ensure that we have always worked with the communities, with the women's group, and we continue to do it. So for that reason, we are celebrating this event together with all of you, together with the women. So this is to honor the work and contribution of the lifelong work of the women, and they continue to do so in future as well. So thank you very much for joining this session. And we have 6 community leaders from 6 Asian countries are joining with us, sharing their stories. And then we also have the representatives from our partners from Habitat for Humanity and from Orbamon, who will also be sharing their experiences, emphasizing their work with the communities, community-based organizations, and the partners, and their partnership to continue to do what we have been doing. So we also value the support of the partners. So they are with us. They will be talking us. And the highlight of this event is the stories of the women that we will be hearing little later. So now to start with, we have here with Somsuk. I see her now. She has joined. So Ms. Somsuk Bunyabansa, she's the chairperson of ACHR, right? And I would like to request Somsuk to give you a very warm welcome, to give you a formal welcome, right? Okay, the floor is yours now, Somsuk. For the welcome remarks from.
You're muted, Somsuk. You need to unmute first.
Okay, sorry. You hear me now? Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ratana, and welcome everybody to this very important international Zoom meeting, right? It's not only the occasion of the International Women's Day, but when we are working on community-led collective housing development, change that come from people, change that come from combined force of the community, is definitely the kind of process that women play a very, very crucial role. And we cannot ignore that. If you are talking about going to the war, like the American leader have been doing now, you go to the war, you fight people, you want to kill each other, then you ask the men. There must be very important force, 70-80% important in that kind of activity. But when we talk about peace, when we talk about getting everything together, getting everybody together, building sort of a community, a system, that you have peace, you have strength, you have inner growth, you have the inner development process that link different things together. Then you talk about women. And this is why women play a very significant role in the kind of issue that we've been working. And we cannot ignore that. Sometimes with the existing society, it come together, men and women, and men may like to sort of have a role like the leader for everything. But when you talk about the thing which has to be combined, the thing that you have to get everybody, the old, the young, the men, women, all the group to come together into a combined force of change. And then you talk about the role of women. And this is why women play a really significant role in the process, which we have to understand the depth of this issue and how we should create the space and the process in which women could bring their potential to work on this process of community-led and the strength of community as a collective group as much as possible. This is a lot of women work, even on the subject of housing. We are not talking about housing as construction, right? We are building home. We are building a system of peace, the way in which a family, the people live together, a social system, an ongoing development process, security for everybody. This is a women's subject. I used to translate housing as womening, womening as housing. So women is the key role in the process of securing housing, and housing as a part of the whole community system, a strong community system. This is women issue, and not existing women itself. Potentially, women is the key actor, but in the housing development process, to liberate the people through the housing development process, the role of women need to be strengthened, need to be developed together with the issue of change, the process of change. It's not only the right base, but by developing the process for the whole community, to strengthen the whole community, the role of women has been liberated itself. Women change. Women look or play the role for the larger society and become the key actor to make that possible, to make the housing change for all possible. And by doing that, the rights between women and men have changed, have been adjusted. So function come, and then the right issue have been adjusted, have been changed accordingly. It's not the right come for itself. We are not shouting for the rights and then give me the rights and I will equal with you. No, not only that, we work in a highly functioning process. I mean women, and through such a process, we adjust the relationship between men and women, and the quality and the role and the importance of this role of women has been accepted by all. And we strengthen the whole community and strengthen our role, strengthen our capacity, strengthen our potential that been hiding for so long. So this is a very important subject why we bring up the issue of women in this ACHR and on the occasion of the International Women's Day, we need to look deeper into an issue and see how we could strengthen the role of women and the space in which women can do more, can bring up their potential to an active play and to make the collective housing system, collective community, and to move the process of rise of the poor people in a very secure development direction with the other, to also link up with the outside agency, the government, and so on, because women are very diplomatic. We have a system which is so vertical, a system which is setting by men in some way. We can say that, very vertical, very forceful, and so on. If we deal with it in the men's way, we never achieve it. So if we deal with all this vertical system through the women process of change, we can achieve it. So with the outside organization, with adjust relationship, with changing the politics of the poor and the outside society, the poor and the rich, with the combined community force that being so productive and function not only for itself, for the member, but also for the neighborhood, for the larger city as a whole. We have to look into this role of women and how we open up more space, more capacity, more tools, more knowledge, and find a way that we in the ACHR network look at this issue very seriously and to strengthen the role. We strengthen the role of women. It's like we strengthen the way in which we could get more housing rights, we could get more collective housing possible. So that's why we are talking about the issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Somsuk. That's right. Yeah, we are discussing this to bring out the role that women had already played, like what they have achieved, the challenges that they have been facing, and their dreams and aims, and the passion to continue, struggle, fight, work, hard work, like to put their sweat, everything, like so this is what we have been doing, and this is the right time to honor, to respect, for all their dedication and commitment and hard work to make the society better, to make the communities better, to make their homes better, and how we can actually support to to enlarge the space, like so that they can actually do more and more. They can achieve their right and do more and more better. It's not only for themselves but for the country. Thank you very much, Somsuk. I'd like to hand over now to Lumanti to facilitate the session now onwards. Lumanti.
Thank you, Somsuk and Laznadidi, for setting the background for today's discussion and sharing. And thank you for highlighting the role of the women in making the community, the homes, and the country better, highlighting the role of the women. We have a number of stories within ACHR where we speak about women's work and contribution in their own community, their city, their country. So, but today we're women leaders, key community women leaders from six countries: Bangladesh, Philippines, Sri Lanka, India, Indonesia, and Thailand. So we will be starting the sharing session from Bangladesh. I think we'll go alphabetically. So we have with us Kulsum Apa. She's from Goptoli community in Dhaka, Goptoli colony in Dhaka. She will be sharing about the story from her community on like how they were able to develop housing process in the community. And Rubaya will be facilitating, like supporting her in translation. For each of the speakers, we have like 7 minutes for sharing in, like they will be speaking in their own language, and 3 minutes for translation, like kind of summarize. So Marina is helping us with like keeping the time. I had the chance to meet with Kulsum Apa. She's so much full of enthusiasm and so inspiration. It'll be very good to hear from her, her story from herself. Thank you, Kulsum.
থ্যাংক ইউ লুমন্তি।
ধন্যবাদ।
থ্যাংক ইউ। হ্যাঁ, আপনি বলেন এবার। ঠিক আছে,
ধন্যবাদ লুমন্তি দিদি, আপনাকে দেখে খুব খুশি হলাম। আর আন্তর্জাতিক নারী দিবসের শুভেচ্ছা। যদিও দেরিতে আমরা একসাথে হয়েছি নারীরা, আপনাদের সবাইকেও ধন্যবাদ। যেন আমরা এই যে আন্তর্জাতিক 8ই মার্চ পালন করি আজকে, সেই 1810 সাল থেকে এই পর্যন্ত নারীরা আমরা ধাপে ধাপে এগিয়ে আসছি, সেজন্য। আচ্ছা, আমি আমার কথা বলতে চাই। আমার নাম কুলসুম বেগম, আমি এই গাবতলী এলাকায় থাকি। বস্তিবাসীদেরকে নিয়ে কাজ করি। বস্তিবাসী বাংলাদেশ বস্তিবাসী ইউনিয়ন একটা সংগঠন আছে আমার। আর হলো আমরা এখানে এই যে পোকার সাথে একসাথে হয়েছি, সেটা হলো পোকারা আমাদের এখানে ঘর দুয়ার করছে, আমরা আমাদের মতো করে ডিজাইন দেখাইছি, পোকারা পোকাদের মতো করে ডিজাইন দেখাইছি। সব মিলাইয়া সম্মিলিত হয়ে তারপর আমার এখানে আমরা 13টা ঘর করতে সমর্থন হয়েছি। কিন্তু আমি যেটা বলতে চাচ্ছি যে আমরা ধাপে ধাপে যে সংগঠিত মানুষগুলা জোরে যাচ্ছি, কিন্তু এই একাত্মতার জন্য দেশের যে কাঠামো চলতেছে, যে দুর্নীতি চলতেছে, সেই জায়গার থেকে আজকে যে শ্রম মজুরি আমরা নিয়ে কাজ করতেছি, শ্রম মজুরির ঘন্টা নিয়ে কাজ করতেছি, সেইভাবে কিন্তু আজও পর্যন্ত আমরাই নিপীড়িত হচ্ছি, আমাদেরকে নিপীড়িত করতেছে। তারপরে আমরা কোনো দিক দিয়ে পিছু হেঁটি নাই, কাজ করে যাচ্ছে, আগাচ্ছি। কারণ ওরা তো চায় দামায় রাখতে, যাতে আমাদেরকে মজুরিটা না দেয়, ঘন্টা ঠিক না করে, ক্লান্ত হয়ে যাতে আমরা সরে যাই, নারীদেরকে পিছিয়ে রাখতে চায়। কিন্তু আমরা নারী সবকিছু পারি। আমরা মা, আমরা সংসার সামলাই, দেশ সামলাই। সেই জায়গার থেকে বলতেছি যে আমরা এই যে পোকার সাথে যে কাজগুলো করছি ডিজাইন করে, যে করোনার ভিতরে সব কাজ বন্ধ, লকডাউন দিয়েছে, কিন্তু আমাদের জন্য কোনো লকডাউন আমরা মানি নাই, আমরা কাজ চালাইয়া গেছি যেইভাবে পারছি। আমি একদিক দিয়া মাহমুদা আপাকে ইয়ে করছি, একদিক দিয়া রুবাইয়া আপুরা তখন আর অন্যান্য আপাদেরকে বিরক্ত করতাম, বলতাম কি যে আপা আমাদেরকে টাকা পয়সা দেন, ওরা ঘর দৌড় উঠাই, জিনিসপত্র করি, এগুলা নিয়ে কাজ করছি। আর হলো যে আমরা চাই যে এই যে ট্রেনিং গুলা হয়, আমিও কিন্তু এখন এক হিসাবে ট্রেনিং দিতে পারি, মানুষকে প্রশিক্ষণ দিতে পারি, যাতে এই ঘর বাড়ি করতে পারে, এরকম আপারাও করে। কিন্তু এইটা আমরা সম্মিলিত ভাবে আরো অগ্রসর হতে চাই, আরো বেশি করে যাতে কাজ করতে পারি। আপা আমার কথা বুঝতে পারতেছেন? আরো সম্মিলিত ভাবে কাজ করতে পারি, আগাইতে পারি, সেই কাজটা আমরা করতে চাচ্ছি। আর আমরা চাই যে আমাদের এই গরিব মানুষ, মেহনতি মানুষ, খেটে কম মানুষ যেন আর পিছিয়ে না থাকে। এইভাবে আরো এই এলাকা যেখানে ঘর দুয়ার নাই, আমরা কিছু আংশিক মাত্র 13টা ঘর করছি গাবতলী এলাকায়। আরো তো এরকম বহুত গরিব মানুষ পড়ে আছে ঘর ছাড়া, গাছতলায়, ফুটপাতে। এদের জন্য যেন আমরা একটু বাসস্থানের ব্যবস্থা হয়, এরকম যদি সবাই মিলে করি এই দেশের, যা সারা আমরা যখন এখন কয়েকটা দেশ নিয়ে বসছি, সবাই মাথার ভিতরে এরকম চিন্তা ভাবনা আনি যে মেহনতি মানুষগুলোর জন্য একটা কিছু করার দরকার, করবো, ইনশাল্লাহ আমরা সফল হব। আপা আমি কি থামবো, আপনি কি বলবেন?
না, আপনি আরেকটু বলতে পারেন, আপনি স্কুলটা নিয়ে একটু বলতে পারেন।
হ্যাঁ,
ঘর
যেটা আরেকটু বলতে চাচ্ছি যে গ্রাম বাংলা এবং পোকা মিলে আমার এখানে একটা স্কুল আছে, আমাদের মাউথপালে একটা স্কুল আছে। আমি ওয়েস্ট স্পিকার্স ইউনিয়নের সাথে কাজ করি। আমি ওয়েস্ট স্পিকারদের ভিতরে যে জেনারেল সেক্রেটারি আমি। তো আমরা এই কাজগুলা করি। পরে যে ফুটপাতে থাকে যারা, আমরা টোকাই, আমি এক কথা বলি, টোকাইটা ব্যবহার করতে চাচ্ছি না, তারপর বলে ফেললাম, আমরা যারা টোকাই আমাদের বাচ্চাদের কোনো নিরাপত্তা নাই। কিছু আংশিক মাউতালে একটা স্কুল আছে, ট্রেনিং সেন্টার আছে, ইয়ার থেকে, গ্রাম বাংলা উন্নয়ন কমিটির থেকে, আর পোকা আর গ্রাম বাংলা মিলে এইখানে গাবতলি একটা ছোট্ট স্কুল দিচ্ছে, ছোট বাচ্চাদেরকে শুধু পড়াই। কিন্তু আমরা চাই এই স্কুলটার এখানেও যদি একটা ডে কেয়ার সেন্টার আনতে পারতাম, তাহলে আমাদের মায়েরা নিরাপত্তা ভাবে বাচ্চাটারে দিয়া কাজে যাইতে পারতো। সেই কাজটা করতে পারলে আমাদের জন্য খুবই ভালো হতো, কিন্তু আমরা ওইটা পারতেছি না। সেটাই। আর আমাদের বাচ্চাদেরকে এই বছর আমরা বই পাই নাই। বই নাকি খুবই কম ছাপাইছে সরকার, কোন সরকার তরফ থেকে আমরা বই পাই নাই। বইয়ের লেগে বহু জায়গায় দৌড়াদৌড়ি করছি, কিন্তু এই পর্যন্ত বই পাই নাই। আর এটুকুই বললাম, কথা তো অনেকই আছে। কি আপা, আর কিছু বলতে পারবো?
ঠিক আছে, মারিনা, ইটস ওকে, রাইট? She's on time. Okay, okay.
We're at the
So,
5 minutes mark, exactly.
okay. So, ঠিক আছে আপা, আমি তাহলে এখন একটু ইয়ে করে দিই। আপনার তাও যদি কিছু অ্যাড করতে মানে মনে হয় আমাকে বলেন। Okay. So first of all, she said she was very happy to see Limonti as they met before, and she was just saying like maybe it's even like few days late, but it's really great to be celebrating Women's Day with so many different women from different parts of the world. So she is Kulsum. She works with the Slum Dwellers Union. She's also part of West Speakers Union, and she lives in Gaptuli City Colony. And through the NGO Gram Bangla Unnayan Committee, we got in contact with her, and with facilitation from POCA, the Dhaka housing process initiated in Gaptuli. And what she was saying, like after meeting the POCA members, we also became designers. We designed our houses our way, and the professionals showed us their designs, and then we came in a negotiation, and we designed 13 houses and one school, renovated one school building. And together, from forming the saving groups to buying the housing materials, and designing the houses step by step, they have completed all the process together, and the women have been more active in the process in all of the steps. And then she was mentioning like because recently the whole country has gone through a political unrest, the low income community people suffers the most. They have still been suffering, although they work the most, and specifically women, because no matter which government comes, they want to oppress the women mostly in different way, in different sectors. But what she's saying, like as women, we know how to take care of our houses, we also know how to take care of the whole country. So we can do that, we have that belief in ourselves. We even worked during the COVID-19. That's when a major part of the housing process construction was done. We had our own safety system, and we worked in that situation as well. um and with this whole process, which started in 2020, and now in 2025, she's saying like, now I feel I am also a trainer. I have got so many trainings and been part of the trainings, and now I feel I can train other people for such housing processes, and I have been part of small workshops to students and professionals as well. And with people from different countries, like here, maybe we can take such training forward in future. And she mentioned that although we have done very few houses in Gaptali city colony, but as a whole in Dhaka or in Bangladesh, there are many more people, mainly many more vulnerable people who are left behind. So in future, we hope to contribute more for those people. And at the end, she also mentioned, like, during the housing process, through her proposal, a school was renovated, which is for kindergarten school for small children. And they initiated that space for the kindergarten children, and they are planning to turn it into a daycare so that working women can get some facilities from there as well. But there are different complications for running the school in the community as well. But yeah, she is hopeful that we can overcome all these complications together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kusumata. Thank you so much for sharing the inspiring story. You can see that, like, even in the challenging time, women are not thinking about themselves, but thinking about their community and their city. So, hats off to her. And thank you, Rubaya, for your translation. Now, I would like to request our friend from Philippines, Angelique Sabala. She's the president of Naruville Homeowners Association based in Mindanao. She is also key community leader at Homeless People Federation. Please go ahead, Anila. I don't know if anyone from Philippines, Migo, Erica, would be supporting in translation.
Yes, we can translate for her.
Thank you.
Si Miss Angie po. Ma'am Angie,
Yes po.
ready na po ba?
Okay po.
Go lang, madam.
Would it be to have her video on? It would be good if we can see some.
Video mo daw,
Ay,
madam.
paano to man?
Sige.
Ay, okay.
Yung camera dyan, madam, pindot niyo lang po.
Yes po. Nakita ni.
Okay. Tapos, go lang, madam, kahit anong, ano nyo, gustong masabihin. Translate lang natin.
Good afternoon to all of you. It's my pleasure and privilege to share with you and being a part of the International Women's Day celebration. And to believe the theme is women's and kalipay na ako nga makashare sa ako ang experiences being women, being other and minister, and of course kanang being officer sa community nga kanang na ako belong. So
Sige, madam.
daghan struggles. Yes po.
I-translate lang namin every few, ano.
Ay, okay.
Sige.
Mga
Ako lang, madam,
sige.
salita. So, Ma'am Angie
Sige.
said she is very grateful to be part of this discussion, and she will discuss a little bit about how her experiences as a leader of the community. Okay. Sige na, madam. Go lang po.
Okay. Then 2015 nag-start ko og nag-handle og dako nga responsibilities sa community. And I do believe daghan start tungod kay nisalo lang ko sa composition, but thankful ko kay through sa ako ang commitment nga maka-help ko sa community, maka-help ko sa recordings kanang transparency nga mabalik ang trust sa mga tao. Naay mga dako nga improvement nga nahimo, like sa community before nag-start mi nga wala mi kuryente, wala mi tubig, wala maskin among dalan lisod kay sa nga tanan. Gani magkuha mi og tubig layo pa kaayo sa pikas pa nga barangay para lang namin magamit. But thankful ko kay tungod sa akong capacity nga gi trust sa mga tao sa ako, nagamit nako ang connectivity or connection sa between kana bitawng sa mga politicians, sa mga tao nga wala na ako nakaila pero tungod kay
gigamit pud sila ba nga maka-help pud sa amo ang community. So that's it na 20 from 2015 up to 2022 na naghimo namo ang kana nga buluhaton. Although naagi ka ng gitawag nato nga kanang mga hindrances, pero salamat mi sa Ginoo kay wala gid mi gipasagdan, and very supportive at that time, very supportive ang barangay captain, labi na sa pailaw tungod kay ang kuryente namo nahimo siyang first pailaw ng first district sa Davao City. Kasi per district man ang Davao City composed of 3 district. So kami ang pinakauna nga natagan anang pailaw nila nga program sa city. So kato siya unya ni sunod na dayon ang tubig, internet, then ang road. Actually ang among road grabe ang experience. Naka-experience pa mi og kanang magbayad mi para lang makasulod mi sa area kung sa mi nagpuyo sa among community, but through negotiation tabang pod sa amo ang previous na kapitan gian. So walay kumong kanang himo bitaw pag-action kung naang pagtinabangay. Aside na since ako ang nahimong president, gi-practice na mo ang bayanihan system. Like clean up drive, kanang mag-arrange mi sa mo ang beautification sa mo ang meeting place, kanang mag-repair mi sa meeting place, ginahimo na mo na siya as bayanihan. So nga ginagamit ang bayanihan, kaya lang sa bayanihan, pero kami until na through sa strength sa matag usa na sila different skills kay naaman pod ka ng klase-klase nga talent ang skills ang mga naa diri nga nagpuyo sa mong community, then happy kayo nga mag-collaborate, mag-cooperate ang matag usa para sa success sa community po. Continue pa ko, sir.
That's halftime, by the way. There's 4 minutes left.
Okay.
Okay.
Daghang salamat, Ma'am Angie. Sige, ako po, i-translate ko. Okay, so Miss Angie said,
Translate pa nimo or continue pa ko?
yes, translate na po namin, madam. Saglit lang. Sige. So, Miss Angie talked extensively about her experiences
sige.
as a
Okay.
community leader. She talked about starting way back in 2015 and having the responsibility of handling savings in her community. She said she is very thankful for the opportunity to be part of HPFPI because the process of doing the savings and collecting and recording has benefited her community in many ways. She says that back then they did not have electricity or water, and the communities experienced a lot of issues. But through the savings program, they were able to build their capacities and build trust within their communities. A trust that also enabled them to make networks in their locality, making linkages with local governments and other institutions to assist in the development of their area and address their issues. They were able to get support from barangay, which is the local government, the smallest local government unit in the Philippines, for issues like electrification and providing light in the area. They mentioned that they were the first in their whole area to receive assistance for light and electrification because they were an organized group. They had, through a lot of these works, they were able to access water, internet, and a road right of way to going to their community. Back then, they had many issues wherein just to pass through their road, they would have to pay to go through and out of their communities and their area. But now, because they're an organized group, they were able to make negotiations, and as now this is no longer a problem. Now they are actually part of local urban development, as they are participants and contributors to the beautification and development of their area. They do activities such as cleanup drives and beautification of the area through a practice called bayanihan. It's a term used to talk about local heroism or working together collectively as a community. So she mentions that they are very happy because through these processes that they've been doing since the very beginning have now improved their organization and their locality with very real manifestations of those positive things. Okay. She wishes to say some last things. Miss Angie, may gusto ka pa pong sabihin?
Yeah, we're entering the last minute.
Salamat. Okay. Salamat po sa HPPFI kay wala sad mi gipasagdan, gi-guide gid mi nilang tapos gitudluan labi na gyud sa pag-survive sa community sa panahon sa pandemic. Nagtabang sa amoa ang tampi karon nagtabang sa amoa for kanang sa mga disasters sa umaabot for the preparation sa community o kanang thankful kayo mi kay daghan mi partners nga makatabang pod sa amo ang pag-mold pag-lead sad sa community. God bless everyone.
Daghan salamat po, Madam. Okay. So Ma'am Angie expresses her sincerest gratefulness for the opportunity to make collaborations both with HPFBI and the other networks that have assisted her and her community in issues of disaster risk reduction and lowering the issues that they were experiencing during the pandemic. So thank you very much and God bless.
Thank you, Ms.
Subaya
Angie.
pulay nasin.
I would also like to wish happy Women's Day. Thank you for sharing your story on like how the women can work collectively and also negotiate with the local government to improve their lives. Thank you so much for this inspiring story. Now I would like to go to India and invite Hansa Behen and Aditya to share about the community-led housing processes, which they did under the government program, Awas Yojana, Rajiv Awas Yojana, and how she has been able to kind of mobilize the women in Bhuj to be part of the self-help group and then also spread the saving network in Bhuj. Hansa Ben.
Hansa Ben will start and then आप 7 मिनट बोलना 5-7 मिनट फिर मैं ट्रांसलेट then I will translate.
नमस्कार सबको नमस्ते सबको इस हमारी मीटिंग में मैं जब हमारे एरिया की जो राजीव आवास योजना की बात करें तो ऐसे हमारा भी काम जैसे बहन ने बोला ऐसे हाउसिंग का काम बाद में हुआ लेकिन हमने जो बचत जूथ थे वो पहले शुरू किया था। तो बचत जूथ एक माध्यम बना हम बहनों को संगठित होने के लिए, क्योंकि हमारे एरिया में भी जो रामदेव नगर एरिया है वहां पे और भुज में अलग अलग एरिया है, वहां पे भी वो कोई एकता नहीं थी। मतलब कोई साथ में कोई अगर गटर का है पानी का है कुछ भी है तो किसी में एकता नहीं थी। तो अब जिसको प्रश्न था वो खुद से जाता था या किसी को बोलता था कि यहाँ ऐसा है, कोई कुछ कर नहीं रहा था। लेकिन जब से एसएचजी बने हमारे यहाँ 10-10 बहनों का जो ग्रुप बने उसके बाद बहनों में वो एसएचजी के माध्यम से बहनों को इकट्ठा हुए और समझ भी आई और बचत तो उसको काम आने लगी। उसके अलावा भी हमारे एरिया में जो प्रश्न है उसके लिए हमको क्या करना है, कहाँ जाना है। पहले नगर पालिका में कुछ अर्जी वर्जी करनी है तो पुरुष ही जाते थे, बहनें नहीं जाती थी। तो उसके बाद जब जुड़े तो हमको ये पता चला कि हमको पानी नहीं है, गटर नहीं है, ये नहीं है, तो हमको कहाँ जाना है, क्या करना है। उसके बाद ऐसे जी तो थे, लेकिन जब हमारा एक बड़ा वर्कशॉप हुआ सखी संगिनी का कि बहनों को क्या ऐसा है कि जो हमको सबको मिलके एक साथ करना चाहिए, तभी सबके यहाँ से आया अलग अलग एरिया से कि हमको हाउसिंग चाहिए, मकान चाहिए। क्योंकि मकान है तो हमको लगता है कि, और हर औरत का सपना होता है कि खुद का एक अच्छा मकान हो, खुद का घर हो। जो तीनों रुत है, जैसे सर्दी का मौसम है, गर्मी का है या बारिश का मौसम है, तो तीनों ऋतु में हम सेफ रह सके। और छोटे बच्चे रहते हैं, क्योंकि आदमी है, पुरुष है, वो तो कमाने के लिए चले जाते हैं, लेकिन महिला है जो पूरा दिन घर पे रहती है। अगर घर में पानी आ रहा है, अगर घर अच्छा नहीं है, अगर घर में धूप है, अगर सर्दी ज्यादा है, तो बहनों को ज्यादा टेंशन रहता है कि मेरे बच्चे छोटे हैं, मैं क्या करूं, कैसे करूं। या तो ये बहनों को था, तो बहनों ने बोला कि हमको मकान चाहिए। तभी हमने जो ACHR के सपोर्ट से पहली बार जो रामदेव नगर, ऐसे अलग अलग भुज में 7, 10, 15 एरिया में ऐसे 126 जितने मकान बनाए थे, हाउसिंग बनाए थे। उसके बाद ये राजीव आवास आई, तो हमको संस्था पे हम संगठित थे और संस्था पे हमको यकीन था कि ये संस्था जो हमारे साथ केमियस है, हुनरशाला है, हमारे यहाँ साथी संस्था है, जो 7, 8 संस्था है जो हमारे साथ काम कर रही है, वो हमारा कुछ गलत नहीं होने देगी। लेकिन हमारे यहाँ पुरुष थे, उनको ये मंजूर नहीं था। वो तो उनको डर था कि यहाँ से हमको ये लोग उठा देंगे, यहाँ से खाली करवाएंगे, जमीन खाली करवाने का कोई नया तरीका है, तो यहाँ से हटा देंगे तो हम कहाँ जाएंगे। लेकिन हम महिलाओं को यकीन था, तो हमारे जो भाई लोग थे, हमारे जो पुरुष थे हमारे एरिया के, उनको लग रहा था कि ये बहनों को जरिया बना रहे हैं जमीन खाली करवाने के लिए। तो वो बोल रहे थे कि आप सब मना बोलो। लेकिन हमको यकीन था, तो जो लोग हमारे जो आगेवान थे वो नहीं मान रहे थे, तो हम सारी महिलाएं एक साथ होकर उनके पास गए। हमारे जो वडील थे यहाँ के, अभी हमारे एरिया में प्रमुख है वो प्रेम जी भाई करके, तो सारी महिलाएं मिलके वहां गई। क्योंकि हमने बोला कि आप हम जो मकान, जो ये राजीवास योजना है, तो हम सब साथ में मिलके बनाए। तो उन्होंने बोला कि नहीं, आप बना लो, हमको नहीं बनाना है। तो हमने कहा कि नहीं, अगर आप हमारे साथ बनाओ, आप बड़े हैं, बुजुर्ग है, यहाँ के लीडर है, तो आप बनाओगे हमारे साथ, तो मकान का काम अच्छे से होगा और हमको अच्छा लगेगा। तो फिर उन्होंने सोचा कि हम सोच के बताएंगे। तो महिलाएं ने जो प्रेम जी भाई थे, वो एक बुजुर्ग है, बड़े हैं, तो हमको उसके पास जाने के लिए डर भी लग रहा था। लेकिन हम महिलाओं ने वो सोचा कि हम अगर ये बात नहीं रखेंगे उनके पास नहीं जाएंगे, तो वो कभी सोचेगी नहीं ऐसा कि महिला क्या सोच रही है। तो हमारे जो विचार थे हमने उनके पास साथ रखे। और जब ये समिति बनी, फिर वो मान भी गए और समिति बनी, तो हमारी पूरी भागीदारी थी। क्योंकि रहना पूरे दिन महिलाओं को घर में है, तो महिला की भागीदारी होगी कि घर किस तरफ से बनना, कैसे बनना चाहिए, उसमें क्या क्या सुविधा होनी चाहिए। और मेन जो महिला का है कि गटर है, पानी है, वो पहले सुविधा मिलनी चाहिए। मकान छोटा होगा तो चलेगा, लेकिन जो बाकी सुविधा है वो मिले तो महिलाओं के लिए अच्छा है। तो हमारी जो महिला की जो ग्रुप थे, उनकी वजह से ये हम सारा काम कर पाए। और शायद ये ग्रुप नहीं होते तो हम संगठित नहीं होते, हमारी एक विचारधारा नहीं होती, तो ये राजीव आवास अमल नहीं होता। लेकिन हम जब संगठित थे तो ये अमल हो पाया, और महिलाओं का सपना था वो साकार हो पाया। और हमने इसमें बहुत सारा संघर्ष आया, बहुत सारे विरोधी थे, विस्तार में ही आधे लोग मान रहे थे, आधे लोग नहीं मान रहे थे। तो ये बहुत प्रश्न था, और हम महिलाओं पर भी उंगली उठा रहे थे कि ये महिलाएं सारा संस्था वालों को बुला बुला के यहाँ पे सारा उनको बुला के सपोर्ट कर रही है। तो ये मतलब कि वो सपोर्ट दे रही, तभी संस्था वाले यहाँ आ पा रहे। तो आप मना कर दो, वो आगे नहीं आना चाहते, हमको ही बुरा करना चाहते थे कि आप ही उसको मना कर दो कि हमारे एरिया में मत आना। लेकिन हमने बोला कि हमारा तो सपना है, हमारा अच्छा मकान बने, हमारा घर बने, तो हम उसको मना नहीं करेंगे। तो ऐसे बहुत संघर्ष किया। और ऐसे समिति बनाई, तो समिति में भी हमको भागीदारी मिली कि महिलाओं की क्या राय है, वो राय जानने के लिए हमारी भागीदारी थी, तो ये सक्सेस हो पाया। और मैं तो चाहती हूँ कि ये जो योजना थी राजीव आवास, ऐसी योजना और हो तो हम बहनों को इकट्ठा करके और आगे ज्यादा कलेक्टिव हाउसिंग बना सके अलग अलग एरिया में, क्योंकि मैं अभी सखी संगिनी में जब मैं जुड़ी थी ये हाउसिंग में, तभी मैं अपने एरिया में ही लीड ले रही थी, लेकिन अभी मैं पूरे भुज के स्लम एरिया के लिए लीड ले रही हूँ और 4000 बहनों की मैं अभी प्रमुख हूँ सखी संगिनी में। तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि कैसे ये आगे कलेक्टिव हाउसिंग का जो सोच है वो आगे विकसे, बहनों में आगे जाए और अलग अलग एरिया है वहां पे भी ऐसे हाउसिंग बने और सब में बहन अच्छी भागीदारी हो।
At 4 minutes left, if you can take that into consideration.
Okay, I'll quickly translate.
No.
So Hansaben was talking about her experience since the beginning, since 2010-11, when they started forming the SHG. And she mentioned that before the housing came in, the self-help groups were formed, the savings groups were formed, even much before the housing was taken as an agenda. This just like, and then she mentioned, just like the previous speakers talked about, how the SHGs, the savings group, became a medium for organizing the women together. Before that, they were all separate. They didn't know how to address various issues like water scarcity, electricity, etc. But through SHGs, they started going to municipality directly. The SHGs were of 10 families, 10 women together forming these groups, and they started going to Nagarpalika for these issues. They didn't even know how to approach or whom to talk earlier, but this helped them with that. Earlier, only males would go to do all these official work, but now they started doing it. Then once the savings group were formed, they organized a big workshop to see what do they really want to work on. And it is during that workshop that they decided that housing is a big issue that they need to work on. And all of them were dreamt of their own house. So that's when they decided to take up housing. They said that, she said that they need to be safe in all seasons here, and a lot of time, and most of the time, women are the ones who are staying back at the house. So they are the ones who are facing issues if the house is not safe and secure. And that's when ACHR's help came in, and that's when they built about 120, 125 houses at separate different locations in Bhuj. And that strengthened them. They realized that they can actually get housing. There's a possibility. That's when they formed a group that started working on Rajiv Awas Yojana. That was one government housing scheme. And they said that, and through organizations' help, like Kutch Mahila Vikas Sangathan, which is KMVS and Marshala, those started working towards it. But the men in their community did not trust. They said that this is just a trick for the NGOs to evict them from their land. So, and they're using women to take it, to do it. And the women are too simple to understand that they are being played. But the women had already done savings. They knew that the issues were being solved. They also saw how the housing was done in rest of the city, 220 houses. So they pushed forward. They then finally decided to go to the community leader, Premji Bhai, and they went there, and they were very scared to talk to him because he was the community leader there. But they still went, and they thought that he should at least know what the women are thinking. And that's when they said that she went to Premji Bhai. Premji Bhai again said no. He said that you guys, some of you want to build, you go ahead, but we won't do it. But then they said no, we will not go ahead by ourselves. We want your support also, and they pushed it. And they finally, a committee was formed within the settlement, and they accepted that the housing was done. Housing has to be done, and in the community, the women took the lead of what kind of houses they want, because Hansaben said that it's the women who know what spaces, what kind of details they want. They also said that maybe the house can be smaller, but they need water connection more importantly, or electricity connection more importantly, rather than a big house. And they were able to do this simply because they were organized by that time. And then there were several issues even during the implementation. But because women were organized, they handled it. But they were consistently questioned about their relationship with the NGOs here, or them taking lead. But because they were organized, they supported each other and went forward. And then hence the housing was built, which became a good example for the city and the region, the state. Now Hansaben dreams that other settlements also go ahead and get these kind of houses that she and her family got. And now she leads a group of 400 women in the city that work towards access to housing. And they are trying to take forward the agenda of collective housing, trying to make some kind of effort to make government authorities, other stakeholders, listen to the concept of collective housing. Yep, that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hansaben and Aditya, for sharing the story on like how the women can get organized, make a collective action to make the government housing project more inclusive and more collective. Thank you so much for your story. Now I would like to go to Indonesia and ask Ms. Indri to share about her experiences of working in Kampung Kunir. So she is the chairperson of Kampung Kunir. It's a housing cooperative in Kunir, and she's also the treasurer of National Urban Cooperative. And she'll be sharing her experience as a key community leader in managing the collective approach in Kampung Kunir. Ms. Indri.
Ya, halo, halo. Mungkin sebelumnya. Ya. Perkenal. Before we start, we have like a slide share. Can we share here? Okay.
Yes, yes. You should have permission already. Let me know if you have any trouble.
Okay. Sampai satu slide atau gimana? Iya. It's work? Udah?
Yeah.
Oke.
Love this.
Boleh. Oke, perkenalkan, nama saya Indri Yuliani. Saya ibu rumah tangga, mempunyai 2 anak laki-laki. Sehari-hari saya menjemput anak sekolah dan mengaji. Selain itu, saya juga punya usaha just tip. Saya tinggal di Kampung Kunir, di sini sebagai ketua koperasi dan bendahara di koperasi induk. Oh, okay. I will translate first. Okay, my name is Indri Yuliani, and I am a homemaker with 2 sons. And every day I take my children to and from school and their religious studies. In addition, I also run a personal shopping service. And now I live in Kampung Susun Kunir or Kunir Vertical Village, where I serve as the head of the cooperative. I also hold the position of treasurer in the parent or national cooperative. Oh, this one. Penggusuran. Sebelum menjadi Kampung Kunir, tempat ini namanya Jalan Kunir. Kami mengalami penggusuran di tanggal 27 Mei 2015. Kami digusur karena pemerintah bilang area kami, tempat tinggal kami akan dijadikan jalan inspeksi. Sampai kemudian di tahun 2017, didampingi dengan teman-teman dari JRMK, kami melakukan kontrak politik dengan Pak Anies yang saat itu menjadi Gubernur DKI Jakarta. Kontrak politiknya yaitu dibangunkan kembali tempat tinggal kami yang layak dan bisa dikelola secara kolektif oleh warga. Oh, udah. Okay, this is about eviction in Kunir. Before becoming Kampung Susun Kunir or Kunir Vertical Village, this place was called Jalan Kunir or Kunir Street. And we experienced eviction on 27 May 2015. The government claimed that our area where we lived, would be used for an inspection road. And then in 2017, yes, with support from friends and JRMK or Poor People's Network in Jakarta,
we engaged in a political contract with Mr. Anies, who was the governor of Jakarta at the time. And the political contract demand the reconstruction of proper housing that could be collectively managed by the cooperative. By the residents and cooperative. Terus,
Udah. Saya di sini sebagai ketua koperasi. Berbeda dengan rumah susun, kampung susun dikelola oleh koperasi. Saya sebagai ketua koperasi bertugas untuk memastikan perawatan gedung, mengecek laporan keuangan, melakukan rapat rutin bulanan bersama pengurus yang lain, melakukan rapat RAT akhir tahun. Koperasi kami juga berjejaring bersama kampung lain.
Okay, Indri is head of the Kampung Susun Kunir Cooperative. Unlike public housing or rumah susun, Kampung Susun Kunir is managed by a cooperative. As the head of the cooperative, your responsibility include the first is ensuring the maintenance of the building and overseeing financial report and conducting monthly meetings with other committee members and organize the annual meeting. And so our cooperative is also connected with other communities in Jakarta and the other country in Indonesia. Oh, sekarang ya?
Ya.
This is about Kampung Susun Kunir now.
Kampung Kunir sekarang, setelah berkontrak politik, disepakati kami dibangunkan shelter selama 3 tahun. Setelah itu, tahun 2021, kami dibangunkan kembali Kampung Susun Kunir. Dulu rumah kami deret, kami tidak diperbolehkan untuk membangun hanya lahan kecamatan yang terbatas. Maka pembangunan Kampung Susun dibuat secara vertikal. Pada tahun 2022, kami menempati Kampung Susun Kunir. Hak guna bangunan Kampung Susun Kunir dimiliki oleh koperasi. Anggota membayar iuran koperasi setiap bulan. Iuran tersebut digunakan perawatan, dana cadangan, dan membayar iuran operasional Kampung Susun Kunir. Udah.
Oh, oke. Ini tentang Kampung Susun Kunir. After the political contract was agreed upon, we were provided with a shelter for 3 years. And then in 2021, Kampung Susun Kunir was built for us. Our previous homes before in Kunir Street were row houses. But since the only available land for construction was the limited sub-district land, so the Kampung Susun Kunir now was built vertically. And in 2022, we moved in here into Kampung Susun Kunir. It is managed by our own cooperative. And the building right of Kampung Susun Kunir are owned by the cooperative. Members contribute monthly fees to the cooperative, which are used for maintenance, reserve funds, and then operational costs of the housing.
Keep the time, just bear in mind we have about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Oh ya,
Thank
langsung
you.
aja. Keberhasilan sekarang Kampung Susun Kunir menjadi tempat tinggal yang lebih layak dari sebelumnya dan juga strategis tempatnya. Merasa lebih aman karena kepemilikannya bersama, sehingga kalau ada penggusuran lagi itu menjadi tanggung jawab bersama.
Okay, so Kampung Susun Kunir has become a more decent and strategically strategi.
Strategis.
Kampung Susun Kunir now has become a more decent and strategically located place to live than before. We feel safer because the ownership is collective. So if another eviction were to happen, it will be shared responsibility. I know how.
Udah lanjut.
Yeah, okay.
Semenjak saya menjadi pengurus koperasi, saya lebih mengerti tentang bagaimana mengelola gedung. Saya juga belajar bersama dengan teman-teman dari jejaring lainnya. Walaupun sedikit grogi, saya juga senang bisa berbagi pengalaman kepada teman-teman di sini.
Okay, since becoming the head of the cooperative, I have gained a better understanding of building management. I also have the opportunity to learn together with friends from the other networks. And even though I feel a little bit nervous now, I'm very happy to share my experiences with everyone here. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Kasih.
Thank you so much. It was so beautiful. I would want to live there also. Thank you, Indri.
Yeah.
What does susun mean in Bahasa Indonesia?
Susun is like vertically.
It's a vertical community. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to request our friends from Sri Lanka, Ashoka, to share about her work as a president of Women's Bank. So, okay.
Lumenti, the Thai leader also being here. So we can do it after Sri Lanka. Yeah, okay.
Yes, we are going like alphabetically. So,
Yeah, okay. Right.
Okay, yeah, we have here all the three leaders of the Women's Corp. Can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ashoka, Sumati, and Ganga, three of leaders of the Women's Corp are here. Ashoka will talk on behalf of the Women's Corp, and Jula will translate later. Ashoka finish. Okay.
කාන්තා සමුපකාරේ අපි කාන්තා සමුපකාරේ කියන්නේ කාන්තාවන්ගෙන් පිරුණු තැනක්. ඇත්තටම මේක කාන්තාවන්ගෙන් පිරුණු තැනක් වුණා. මේක නිර්මාණය කරේ පිරිමි කෙනෙක්. අපි මුලින්ම සිහිපත් කරන්න ඕනේ එතුමන්ව කාන්තා සමුපකාරේ නිර්මාතෘතුමන්ව ගරුණාන්ත ශ්‍රීගමගේ මෙතුමන්ව ඒ වගේම කාන්තා සමුපකාරේ කියලා කියන්නේ දුප්පත් කාන්තාවන් ඒක රාශි වෙච්ච තැනක්. ඇත්තටම කාන්තාවන් දුප්පත් කාන්තාවන් කියවම හැමෝටම තියෙන්නේ පොදු ප්‍රශ්න. දුප්පතුන්ට තියෙන්නේ පොදු ප්‍රශ්න. ඒ දුප්පතුන්ගේ පොදු ප්‍රශ්න විසඳ ගන්න එකතු වුණු කාන්තාවන් පිරිසක් තමයි කාන්තා සමුපකාරී කියලා කියන්නේ. ඇත්තටම දුප්පතුන්ට තියෙන සමාන අවශ්‍යතා ඒ අය ඒක රාශි වෙලා ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ ප්‍රශ්න වලට ඒගොල්ලම උත්තර හොයලා හදාගත්ත සිස්ටම් එකක් තමයි මේක. ඒ නිසා කාන්තාවන් එකතු වෙලා හදාගත්ත සිස්ටම් එකක්. ක්‍රමවේදයක් කාන්තා සමුපකාරය තුළ ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා. ඒ තුළ පවුලක සියලුම අවශ්‍යතාවයන් සම්පූර්ණ කරගන්න. නිවාස විතරක් නෙවෙයි සියලුම අවශ්‍යතාවයන් සම්පූර්ණ කරගන්න ක්‍රමවේදයක් කාන්තා සමුපකාරය තුළ පවතින. ඒ තුළ ඇත්තටම කාන්තාවන් හරිම ස්වාධීනයි නිදහස්. ඒ නිදහස් භාවයේ තුළ එයාලගේ ප්‍රශ්නවලට එයාලම උත්තර හොයනවා. ප්‍රශ්නත් එයාලගේ උත්තරත් එයාලගේ කාන්තාවන්. ඉතින් ඒ තුළ ඒ නිදහස්ව තීන්දුව ගැනීමේ තියෙන නිදහස් භාවය තුළ අපි හිතනවා අද මේ මොහොත වෙනකොට මේක නිර්මාණය කරපු පුද්ගලයා නොමැති වුණත් ඒ නිදහස්ව ස්වාධීනව තීන්දුව ගැනීමේ හැකියාව තියෙන නිසා විශාල නිර්මාණ බිහි වෙනවා කියලා. ඒ නිර්මාණ බිහි වෙන්නේ කාන්තා පවුලේ අවශ්‍යතාවයන් සපුරා ගැනීමට. ඒ නිසා කාන්තාව තුල තියෙන ශක්තිය අවදි කළොත් මම හිතනවා ඒ පවුලේ සංවර්ධනයට කොයිතරම් ශක්තියක් තියෙනවද කියලා ඇත්තටම අපිට උරගා බලන්න පුළුවන්. කාන්තා සමුපකාරයේ ඇත්තටම කාන්තා සමුපකාරය තුළ තියෙන නිර්මාණ අපි කිව්වොත් මිනිසුන්ගේ මූලික අවශ්‍යතා සෞඛ්‍ය අධ්‍යාපනය නිවාසී එතකොට ආපදාවන් වලට ලක් වුණාම මේ අවස්ථාවලට මුහුණ දෙන විදිය මේ සියල්ලටම මුහුණ දීමේ හැකියාව ශක්තිය කාන්තා සමුපකාරයේ තියෙනවා. ඇත්තටම මේකේ ප්‍රධාන මූලය කුඩා කණ්ඩායම. ඒ කුඩා කණ්ඩායම් එකතු වෙලා විශාල වෘක්ෂයක් බවට පත්වෙච්ච සංවිධානයක් කාන්තා සමුපකාරය. කාන්තා සමුපකාරය මුළු දිවයින පුරාම දිස්ත්‍රික්ක 22ක විතර ව්‍යාප්තව පවතිනවා. ඒ නිසා ඒ සියලුම කාන්තාවන්ගේ ශක්තිය එකට එකතු වුණාම මම හිතනවා කළ නොහැක්කක් නොමැත කියලා. ඒ නිසා කාන්තාවන්ගේ නිවාස ප්‍රශ්නය කතා කරොත් ඇත්තටම එක නිවසක් නෙමෙයි නිවාස දසදහසක් අපිට හදන්න පුළුවන්. මේ වෙනකොට අපි ඒ ක්‍රියාවේ උපරිම අවස්ථාවට මුහුණ දීලා තියෙනවා. කාන්තා සමුපකාරය අධ්‍යාපනය වෙනුවෙන් මේ වෙනකොට විශාල දායකත්වයක් සපයලා තියෙනවා. රජය මේ වෙනකොට විශ්වවිද්‍යාලවල කියන්නේ ඉගෙන ගන්න ළමයින්ට රුපියල් 5000ක් දෙනකොට කාන්තා සමුපකාරයත් රුපියල් 5000ක් දෙන්න කටයුතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා නිවාස ප්‍රශ්න විතරක් නෙමෙයි අධ්‍යාපනය වෙනුවෙන් ඒ වගේම බෙහෙත් සෞඛ්‍ය ප්‍රශ්න විසඳ ගන්න අපේම රෝහල් අපිට තියෙනවා. මේ වෙනකොට දිස්ත්‍රික්කවල සියලුම දිස්ත්‍රික්කවල අපි කුඩා රෝහලක් හරි ආරම්භ කරන්න පටන් අරන් තියෙනවා. මේ වෙනකොට කළුතර ගම්පහ ඒ වගේම කොළඹ කෑගල්ල නුවර මේ වැනි සියලුම දිස්ත්‍රික්කවල මේ වෙනකොට අපි අපේ රෝහල් ආරම්භ කරන්න පටන් අරගෙන තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා කාන්තා සමුපකාරය පවුලක තියෙන සියලුම අවශ්‍යතා ඉටු කර ගැනීමේ ශක්තියක් කාන්තා සමුපකාරයට අද වෙනකොට තියෙනවා.
I'm beginning to say that this is half time. 5 minutes left.
ඒ වෙනකොට මේ වෙනකොට කාන්තා සමුපකාරය ලක්ෂ 1.5ක විතර සමාජිකත්වය ඉන්නවා. ඒ වටා ලක්ෂ 6ක විතර පවුලේ අය ගත්තොත් ලක්ෂ 6ක විතර ප්‍රමාණයක් කාන්තා සමුපකාරය එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා කෘෂිකර්මාන්තය නිවාස සෞඛ්‍ය අධ්‍යාපන ව්‍යවසායකත්වය මේ කියන්නා වූ සියලුම අංශ කාන්තා සමුපකාරය ගොඩනගලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මිනිස්සුන්ට ලැබිලා තියෙන නිදහස ඒ නිදහස මේක මිනිස්සුන්ගේ වැඩක් බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මේ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ වැඩක් බවට පත්වීම තුලින් මේ තරම් ශක්තියක් අපිට අවදි කිරීමේ හැකියාව ලැබිලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා අපි සියලුම අවශ්‍යතාවයන් කාන්තා සමුපකාරය තුළින් සපුරා ගැනීමේ ශක්තිය තියෙනවා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කාන්තාව ඒ තුළින් ආර්ථික ඒ වගේම සංස්කෘතික සමාජීය කියන හැම මට්ටමක්ම උසස් විදිහට අපි දියුණු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මානසික සංවර්ධනය කියන එක ඉතාම විශාල ලෙස දියුණු වෙලා තියෙනවා. මේ සියල්ලටම වඩා මානසික සංවර්ධනය දියුණු වෙලා තිබීම ගොඩක් තමන්ගේ පවුලේ සංවර්ධනයට වැදගත් වෙලා තියෙනවා කාන්තා සමුපකාරය තුළින්. ඒක ඇසට දකින්න බැරි දෙයක් මානසික සංවර්ධනය. ඒක විශාල වශයෙන් දියුණුවටපත් වෙලා තියෙනවා කාන්තා සමුපකාර ක්‍රියාවලිය තුළ. එතකොට ඒ වගේම නායකත්වය සියලුම සමාජිකයෝ නායකයෙක් බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. හැම කෙනෙක්ම නායකයෙක්. හැම කෙනෙක්ම මේ ක්‍රියාවලිය ශක්තිමත් කරන්න දායක වෙනවා. හැම සමාජිකයෙක්ම නායකයෙක්. ඒ නිසා කාන්තා සමුපකාරය මේ වෙනකොට අපිට කිව්වොත් අපි අපේ වත්කම මේ 2023 වෙනකොට බිලියන 16ක් බවට පත් කරගෙන බිලියන 16ක් තියෙනවා 2023 වර්ෂයට. ඒ නිසා අපි ආර්ථිකමය වශයෙන් ශක්තිමත්. ඒ වගේම අපේ ආධ්‍යාත්මය මේක හරහා ගොඩ නැගිලා තියෙනවා සංවර්ධනය වෙලා තියෙනවා ආධ්‍යාත්මය සංවර්ධනය වෙලා මේ මානසික සංවර්ධනය ගැන අපිට කතා කරන්න වචන නැහැ. නායකයෙක් හැටියට අපි අනිත් අය වෙනුවෙන් කොහොමද වැඩ කරන්නේ කියන එක මේ කාන්තා සමුපකාරය තුළින් අපි ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා හැම වෙලාවෙම පරාර්ථකාමීත්වය මේක තුළ අපි ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ඇත්තටම ආර්ථික වශයෙන් විතරක් නෙමෙයි අපි සංවර්ධනය වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ආර්ථික මානසික ආධ්‍යාත්මික කියන මේ සියලු කාරණා සම්බන්ධයෙන් අපි සංවර්ධනය වෙලා තියෙනවා කියලා අපිට ඇත්තටම සතුටක් තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මේ දැන් කාන්තා සමුපකාර සිස්ටම් එකක් තියෙනවා. මේ සිස්ටම් එක තුළ මේ සිස්ටම් එකට ඇතුල් වෙන සියලුම නවකයින් මේ සිස්ටම් එක තුළ ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනකොට ඒ අය කාන්තාවන් හැටියට බල ගැන්වෙනවා. ඒ බල ගැන්වීම ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම උදාහරණයක් කිව්වොත් මට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ අපි අර පිහියක් මොහොත් තියෙනකොට ඒක මොහොත් උනේ කොයි වෙලාවකද කියලා අපිට කියන්න බෑ වගේ මේ සිස්ටම් එක ඇතුළට එන නවකීන් බල ගැන්වීම. ඒ කියන්නේ කාන්තාවන් බල ගැන්වීම මොන මොහොතේ සිද්ධ වෙනවද කියලා අපිට කතා කරන්න බෑ. නමුත් අවුරුදු 35ක් තුළ මේක තුළ ඉන්න අපි විශාල වශයෙන් සංවර්ධනය වෙලා. අපි ගොඩක් දුරට සංවර්ධනය වුණු අය කියලා අපිට අද දවසේ කියන්න පුළුවන්.
Okay. Chula will translate what Ashoka said. Yeah, she has discussed many points, but yeah, Chula, come here. You can come here.
ඉතින් හිටියොත් පේනවා.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'll translate as much as possible what Ashoka was saying and how she was explained about the process and achievement of the Women's Cooperative Society. But she started saying that Women's Bank or Women's Cooperative Society is owned and run by totally by women. And although it is run by women, it was originated or started by a man. Actually, the founder is Mr. Nadasiri Gamage. She reminded the founder of the Women Bank with gratitude. And Ashoka also explained that it is a start with a small group of women and then expanded throughout the country. Now it is a kind of a community mobilization process. Women get together, discuss their problems, and find solutions by themselves for their problems. And there's a greater freedom for them to discuss their issues and come up with solutions. That is how it grows. And this freedom within the group, of course, allows them to discuss, their personal problems when they are having problems in the household itself. Those things also they can share because the other group members are of similar category and similar level of social strata, so that there's no difference for them to openly discuss and solve their problems. And with this freedom to express their ideas, of course, have allowed them to generate, new ideas, new solutions to their problems. And what Ashoka was saying, it is, with the savings group. I mean, they save money, and there's a process, there's a system, how they should conduct, and how they should proceed with their savings program and so on, and get loans. And eventually, what she is saying is the process of support or assistance generated by the bank not only covers housing, but health, education, then when they're facing disaster kind of things, how they face disaster situation and come up quickly, or resilience, community resilience. The basis is the group operations, and the small groups, and then number of groups come together and form a branch, and there's a well-defined structure starting from community level to local level, district level, and national level. So through that structure, the community level, the women who join the groups at community level become leaders. There's a leadership role for each member. So that is a unique feature of the Women's Bank. And now they said that they are operating in 22 districts, administrative districts in Sri Lanka out of 25 districts. So it's a countrywide process and spread throughout Sri Lanka.
Chula, if
And
you could wrap up in a minute, maybe any final key points from what Ashoka shared, as we are beyond the time limit. Thank you so much.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Just to complete this, now I say that they have a complete process for solving all the problems of a family, like housing, health, education, and their social problems and so on. And now, just to conclude that what Ashoka explained, that now they have about 150,000 members, full-time members, and it is about actually 150,000 members would benefit around 600,000 people in terms of persons, and they have about 16 billion Sri Lankan rupees in worth of their capital. So they are 16 billion. So which is big money, and now but all these assets are managed by the women, starting from community level up to national level. There's a hierarchy, there's a system, and well-established process of managing the members and the funding process. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashoka and Chula. It's always amazing to hear from Lankan friends, like how you've been able to expand the network across the country, and like 150,000 women members, like unthinkable. It's huge, and how they have been able to kind of contribute and also improve the lives of the women, not just the women, but like the community as a whole. Thank you so much for your sharing. Last but not the least, we have a community leader from Thailand, Miss Kormit Pan. I would like to request her and Somsuk to support with the translation.
Okay, sorry. Today I function as a translator. เข้ามานั่งใกล้ๆนี่ต้องหน้าเข้ามาอยู่ในนี้แหละHello. Hello. Yeah, because Ahmad is not allowed, so I will also be a translator. เริ่มเลยค่ะ So she's a leader who support the process in Bangkok and neighboring cities and also the whole country. So this is the leader who ran around with her motorcycle, going everywhere every day.
beautiful
and beautiful too, she
ค่ะ
said.
Thailand
เอาเลยค่ะเชิญ
ค่ะ ก็ถ้าพูดถึงบทบาทผู้หญิงนะคะ ให้หนูเล่าเหมือนเมื่อกี้นี้คุยกับพี่เขียวเนอะ
ใช่ใช่
ค่ะ
เข้ามาอีกเข้ามาอีก
ก็บทบาทผู้หญิงของประเทศไทยเรานะคะ ก็ด้วยความเป็นแม่ค่ะ เราก็ดูแลชุมชนแล้วเราก็คิดจะเชื่อมโยงด้วย แล้วก็ดูแลตั้งแต่เริ่มฐานเลยตั้งแต่ชุมชน ตั้งแต่เมืองนะคะ แล้วก็ภาคแล้วก็ระดับชาติ ซึ่งเราจะมีเครือข่าย ซึ่งส่วนใหญ่เราจะเป็นผู้หญิง เพราะเนื่องจากว่าผู้หญิงนี่มีความละเอียดอ่อนนะในการที่สร้างกลไกด้วย แล้วก็สร้างทุนนะคะแล้วก็มีการเก็บข้อมูลแล้วก็มาวิเคราะห์ แล้วก็วางแผน แล้วซึ่งสามารถต่อรองกับหน่วยงานท้องที่ท้องถิ่นทำทั้งเรื่องของนโยบายด้วย เพราะบางที่บางอย่างเนี่ยมันติดขัด เนื่องจากรัฐเนี่ยไม่ค่อยได้ทราบปัญหาของพวกเราเท่าไหร่ พวกเราก็สามารถที่จะแล้วเราสร้างเพื่อนด้วย เพราะว่าเพื่อนอ่ะมันเครือข่ายมีหลายเครือข่ายเนี่ยมันจะช่วยกันคิดช่วยกันทำนะคะแล้วก็มันมีการแลกเปลี่ยนกัน แล้วก็วิธีการต่อสู้ในเรื่องของที่อยู่อาศัยหรือประเด็นงานอื่นๆแม้จะเรื่องของการสวัสดิการอะไรพวกเนี้ยเราสามารถที่จะมาร่วมคิดร่วมทำกันมีส่วนร่วมค่ะแล้วเราทำงานเนี่ยเราไม่ได้ทำงานเฉพาะจุดเรากระจายพอมันมีเป็นรายต่อเหมือนเป็นใยแมงมุมอะค่ะเราจะมีทุกที่ซึ่งเป็นเรื่องเดียวกันกับที่เราทำอยู่เพราะว่าเราไม่ได้ทำแค่เรื่องบ้านอย่างเดียวนะคะเพราะว่าบ้านน่ะคือปัจจัยสำคัญที่อยู่อาศัยเป็นปัจจัยสำคัญแต่เนื้ออื่นใดเลยสุขภาพสิ่งแวดล้อมนะคะแม้แต่เรื่องสวัสดิการพวกเราก็ต้องแตะเพื่อให้คุณภาพชีวิตของเราเนี่ยแล้วก็ตั้งแต่ชุมชนนะคะตั้งแต่ตำบลตั้งแต่เมืองแล้วก็จังหวัดแล้วก็ภาคชาติเนี่ยมันจะได้มีการเชื่อมโยงอยู่ตลอดเวลาแล้วก็คิดตลอดเวลานะคะพัฒนาตลอดเวลาแล้วก็เพื่อที่หากลุ่มเป้าหมายแล้วก็ทำข้อมูลเสนอกับหน่วยงานท้องถิ่นด้วยเพื่อวางแผนเพื่อมาวิเคราะห์กันแล้วก็มาวางแผนร่วมกันนะคะ
Okay, B, boom, 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 boom. Sorry, boom, boom. Represent the process in Thailand, and she's saying that being a mother, you have a role as a mother. So you are a mother of a community, a mother of the development process at the city level, at the national level, and this represent the Thai system in which we link the community together as a network in the same constituency, in the same city, in the same province, in the same region, and help each other even between the region. So by being a mother and active, you are linking the community people, and more you found that the key leader who actually very active in this movement from your own constituency up to the larger level are always women, because women will not stop. Once you start the process, you continue, and no matter how much problem they're facing, they're trying to find a way to solve it, and they learn. They will link up. They will be patient. They will try to find a way. They're more proactive, and this is why the role of women is continuing. Why many of the men who start together in the beginning become slower, and leave the women more and more active roles. This is the first point. And being a mother, you feel like you are a mother of the small process and the big system in which you're making a movement. Being women, we are more delicate. We will see how different people, how different process, different kinds of problems supposed to be fixed, how people think about that, how the different group have difficulty or what exactly how the different fraction relationship are and how as a woman you could lead that and you find a way how to facilitate that. You have this deeper delicacy, and that is very important for the movement. Women will always collect the information, information in the community, information about the group, and so on. It is sort of built-in kind of quality. You always want to understand the related information. You analyze and you try to plan how to do. Women always very good in the coordination. Actually, the government organization is not very easy. It is quite difficult. And they always go according to the rules and the law and what they said, very, very important. But women will always find the way how more diplomatically to relate to the government organization and patient enough to keep on pushing, keep on finding the way how to coordinate with the government and they will share the information. This is another very important point she mentioned. She would share things. When the group of women start working, they would try to see how they would take care of each other. They have this caretaking mind and the caretaking element of how to keep everybody possible to make a move and exchange and trying to understand the different kinds of aspects that different people may have to face and share what they should do more as a group. Whatever the issue is, especially the housing is the issue in which you have to link up many key elements to make it possible. The welfare issue, the community fund, the finance, the participation issue. These are all the kind of multi-issue based kind of activity, and women always have to understand all the different aspects and try to link them into a process. Our process, we sort of have so many networks in different places, different community, different city. We have every network, we decentralize, we sort of finding the way that all the different network could be strengthened and go by themselves. And many of the different networks have women as the key leader. In the housing process, we are not only working on houses as such. We have to deal with different elements relating to housing as environment and children and so on. No? So it's not only about houses, but to get secure housing through many of the different issues is very, very crucial. She also said that it doesn't mean that women are not working in the in the kind of labor work. If you go to all the different construction, in many housing construction site, you see that women have to do all kinds of labor these days. Not only understanding about the cost, not only understanding how the saving and affordability of the family will meet with the cost, but also the labor work, and the way how you could get the cheap building material, where to get from, because you have more a delicacy. She used the word delicacy to check what will be a cheaper store and the right kind of quality of the material, and then you have to manage all this construction process. So today it's not only management, it's not only about people, but you have to deal with the hard construction as well. and we are good labor, you know. She was talking about one of the project that she was assist before, that when you go there, sometimes everything gets stuck and nobody wanted to make a move. And she said, as a woman, we think that we should move forward. So she volunteered to start the process. And by moving forward, women always take the men with them and give the very, respected role for men. And in this way, men feel as a part of the process. But in fact, women is the real force behind that. I think this is a summary in the discussion. Yeah.
ก็เป็นความเชื่อค่ะ เหมือนที่บุ๋มเชื่อว่าตัวเองมีความเชื่ออยู่แล้วเหมือนที่ตัวเองว่าคิดว่าตัวเองสวยอะค่ะ แล้วเราก็คิดว่าเราก็สามารถที่จะเอาทั้งคำพูด แล้วก็ความที่เรามีหน้าตานะคะ ไปทุกที่เนี่ยด้วยรอยยิ้มเนี่ย ไม่มีใครปฏิเสธเราหรอกค่ะ เพราะ
อันนี้
ว่า
เป็นวิธีคิดแบบผู้หญิง
ค่ะ
ใช่ไหม
ใช่ค่ะ เพราะว่าเราคิดว่ารอยยิ้มคำพูดที่ดีการเจรจานะคะ แล้วเราสร้างทุนของเราเองด้วยอะไรด้วยเนี่ยมันสามารถที่เราจะเดินทางไปไหนก็ได้ทั่วแทบแบบว่าจะทั่วโล
ดู
ก
แล
ก็
ตัว
ได้
เองได้
ดูแลตัวเองได้และดูแลคนอื่นได้ด้วยค่ะ
ทุนนี่ก็หมายถึงไม่ใช่เงินอย่างเดียว
ใช่ค่ะดุลทุนคือมีคน
เพื่
คน
อน
เป็นเรื่อง
เพื่อน
สำคัญ
เพื่อน
เพื่อนเป็นเรื่องสำ
เพื่อ
คั
น
ญเพื่อน
ใช่ไหม
คือกำไรของเรา
ความหวังดี
ค
เนอะ
วามหวังดี ความมิตรภาพค่ะเหมือนอย่างที่เราไปเนปาลแล้วเราเห็นการเดินทางที่วันหนึ่งนั่นคือจุดเริ่มต้นของบุ๋มด้วยซ้ำว่าบุ๋มมีความรู้สึกว่านั่นคือการห่วงใยคนอื่น โดยไม่มีขอบเขตด้วยระยะทาง
ในระบบของเนปาล
ใช่
ใช่ไหม
ค่ะ
It's important point at the end. She was saying that she moved anywhere, move to the south, to the north, to the different places, and she moved with a very confident, with trust and with confidence. It's like when you believe that you are beautiful, you go anywhere. But her word beautiful means that you have a smile, you have you speak very well, you speak well, you have a good intention to all the community. You have a lot of friends, you have a good wish that a thing can be changed and could be better. So all this kind of positive attitude that she has, and many women has, make the kind of coordination become more positive as well. And she said that just like her experience when she went to Nepal, you have to sit in a car and travel about a day or something, half a day or a day, ครึ่งวันหรือone day, in order to visit one place which is so far away. But in doing so, it's like you are sort of bringing your friendship into the people who are so far away. And that means a lot to those people. Yeah? What she tried to say is that this is the kind of women way of doing, way of thinking that that would make the impossible possible, and would make all these link sort of being active. Yeah.
หรือความอื่นใดก็คือความภูมิใจค่ะ
And I'm proud of what happened.
ทำให้คนอื่นมีชีวิตดีเหมือนเรา
Because this is the kind of process, and you make it something that people who are in difficult situation are getting better. Okay.
Thank you so much. Such a beautiful way to conclude the session, I think. So we are at the end of the sharing session. So we heard from our friends in Philippines, India, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Bangladesh. We have community leaders from other countries as well. So we would like to open the forum for like 10 minutes for any questions, any sharing they would want to do. I would like to request Marina to keep the time. Check. If anyone wants to share, please.
Luman Didi, Bombano.
Yes, Lakshmi Tara ji. We have Lakshmi Tara from Nepal. She will be sharing, and I will do the translation for her.
सबैजनालाई नमस्कार, म लक्ष्मी तारा डङ्गोल, म थिचो महिला जागरण बचत ऋण सहकारी संस्थाको पूर्व अध्यक्ष। फर्स्ट सुरुमा चाहिँ हामी सबैजनालाई नारी दिवसको अवसरमा सबैजनालाई शुभकामना, धेरै धेरै शुभकामना भन्न चाहन्छु। र आजको सेसन सुनिसकेपछि मलाई पनि अर्थक्वेकदेखि नै हामी महिलाहरूले चाहिँ कसरी काम गरिरहेको छौँ एकजुट भएर भन्ने भन्न मन लाग्यो। र सबैजनालाई धन्यवाद छ। अब लुमन दिदीले सेयर ट्रान्सलेट गरिदिनुहोस् न।
We have with us Lakshmi Tara Dongul. She is the former chairperson of Thecho Mahila Jagaran Cooperative in Thecho. After hearing all the women leaders across the Asia, she also wants to share her own experience on how they work together after the 2015 earthquake.
जति बेला हाम्रो नेपालमा 2015 अर्थक्वेक आयो त्यति बेला चाहिँ हाम्रो यो थेचो बस्तीमा चाहिँ एकदम क्षति भएको थियो र घरहरू 729 वटा बिग्रेको। त्यसमध्ये चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ यो सहकारीबाट चाहिँ लिड गरेर हामी लुमन्ती संस्थाको सहयोगमा थेचो महिला सहकारी वडा कार्यालय र नगरपालिकासँग मिलेर चाहिँ हामीले घर पुनर्निर्माणको लागि चाहिँ सुरु गर्यौं। र यसमा चाहिँ हाम्रो धेरै जस्तो महिला दिदी बहिनीहरू एकदम आपतमा परेको थियो, क्षतिमा परेको थियो र उहाँहरूलाई घरको आवश्यकता थियो र घाँस बाँसको कपासको चाहिँ एकदमै आवश्यक भएकोले चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ आफ्नो सहकार्यबाट हाम्रो महिला दिदी बहिनीहरूलाई हामीले सुरक्षित वासस्थानको चाहिँ मिलेर काम गर्ने चाहिँ मौका पायौं।
So like when the 2015 earthquake happened, so in her community, Thecho, that's a small town in the southern part of Kathmandu, nearly 729 houses were completely damaged and it was in a very bad situation. Then the cooperative, the women's cooperative, they collaborated with different organizations, including Lumanti, to support nearly 123 families to rebuild their houses. So after the earthquake, the women, especially the women in the community, were facing a number of challenges. So as a cooperative led by women, we work together to support these families rebuild their houses.
यसको लागि चाहिँ हामीले सुरुको अवस्थामा चाहिँ महिला दिदीहरू मिलेर नै हाम्रो सदस्यहरू मात्रै होइन नन सदस्यलाई पनि हामीले वडा कार्यालय मार्फत चाहिँ पहिचान गरेर एकदम अति आवश्यक व्यक्तिहरूलाई चाहिँ घर बनाउनको लागि छनौट गरी र म्यापिङबाट सुरु गरेको। यसमा चाहिँ धेरै च्यालेन्जेसहरू आयो। सुरुको अवस्थामा चाहिँ कम्युनिटीमा घर बनाउनै मानिरहेको थिएन र भुइँचालोले बस्न नपाउने अवस्थामा एकदम दयनीय अवस्था थियो। कसैलाई खानाको पानीको त्यस्तै स्वास्थ्यको समस्या थियो र यसको लागि चाहिँ हामीले पहिला पुनर्निर्माण गर्नु अगाडि अस्थायी तहरा पनि वितरण गर्यौं। त्यसपछि चाहिँ हामीले वडासँग मिलेर र त्रिपक्षीय सम्झौता गरेर चाहिँ हामीले काम सुरु गर्यौं। त्यसमा चाहिँ महिला दिदीबहिनीहरू एकदम त्रसित भएको थियो र केही उनीहरूले चाहिँ राहत मिलेको छ र यसै गरी सहकारीबाट चाहिँ हामीले सहकारीबाट चाहिँ ऋण दिएर महिला दिदीबहिनीहरूलाई चाहिँ ऋण राहत आउने 3 लाख भएको छ भने सहकारीबाट सुरुमा उनीहरूलाई काम गराउनको लागि चाहिँ 3 लाखबाट नपुगेपछि हामीले ऋणमा सुरु गऱ्यौँ त्यो चाहिँ 10% को लोनमा थियो र भन्नुहोस् न पहिला अनि फेरि भन्छु
अलि छोटोमा गर्नुहोस् है
ल हस् हस्
So like the community was facing a lot of challenges, many houses damaged. So they collaborated with different stakeholders, and the amount of grant they were receiving was not sufficient to rebuild their houses. So like when they were providing the support, the cooperative usually gives only to their members. But like because the situation was very bad in the community, so the cooperative went ahead and provided support to their non-members as well in this very serious situation in the community. Not only that, they worked with the ward committee to identify the most vulnerable families. They did a lot of mapping in the community to identify the poorest among the affected families and they coordinated with ward offices to provide the support. It was not just rebuilding, relief support, temporary construction. So it was a lot of effort from the women. They themselves were facing the challenges. Some of them had also lost their houses, but like they were not deterred by the situation and were supporting the fellow community.
यस्तै गरेर हामीले चाहिँ यो ऋण पनि दियौँ र यो नक्सा पास सम्बन्धी र राम्रो सुरक्षित घर बनाउन चाहिँ नगरपालिका मार्फत चाहिँ हामी सफल पनि भयौँ
So they were facing a lot of challenges earlier for like approval of the design and everything, but like they were able to negotiate and also coordinate with the local government to support the families for like building approval, technical assistance. There were a lot of challenges in the community related to land and all, but they were like constantly in coordination with the families, with the community to address these issues, and they were like they kind of came up with like a model community in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
If anyone wants to share, please, we have 5 more minutes.
আমার কথা তো কেউ বুঝে না আমি কই আল্লাহ
বলতে পারেন একটু কুলসুম
হ্যাঁ না সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ দিতে চাচ্ছি আপনি লাইনে আছেন আমি তো জানি না আমি শুনতেছিলাম নেপালি কথা সেজন্য তুমি আনমিউট করে নাও তোমার কথা কি শুনে হ্যাঁ শুনতেছে সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ সেজন্য বললাম আর আমি অনেক কথা বলতে পারি না এই সময় আমি ভুলে গেছিলাম আমরা যে কাজ করছি নিজেকে কাজ নিজেরা করছি এগুলা বলতে পারি না আপা আর কিছু না
No, she's just saying thank you to everyone, and she's actually remembering a lot of things she missed the first time when she was saying, like how they did all by themselves, how the women were working. So that's all, and she just wanted to thank everyone. That's it.
Anyone wants to? We still have 5 minutes.
I think Boom has a point to make. As usual.
ก็มันตื้นตันเนาะเพราะว่าเราได้เจอกันทั้งเพราะว่าทั้งที่เพราะที่เจอกันตัวจริงๆแล้วก็มาเจอกันในการซูมครั้งนี้เนาะก็บอกตรงเลยว่าถ้าเราไม่ได้มีพลังแค่ประเทศเราประเทศเดียวละรู้สึกภูมิใจที่มันมีพลังพี่น้องที่หลายๆประเทศแล้วก็ไม่ได้โดดเดี่ยวนอกจากภายในประเทศของเราเองที่พยายามสร้างกลไกสร้างเครือข่ายสร้างมิตรภาพแล้วก็เพื่อการพัฒนาเนี่ยแหละเราก็คิดว่ามันคือบุญคุณจะบอกว่าพื้นแผ่นดินไทยมันเมื่อเราได้มีโอกาสแล้วเนี่ยมีโอกาสได้มีชีวิตที่ดีมีครอบครัวที่ดีมีบ้านที่ดีเราต้องตอบแทนนะคะเพราะว่าประเทศไทยเป็นเรื่องกตัญญูเป็นเรื่องสำคัญการที่เรามีชีวิตดีได้ครั้งนี้เราไม่ได้ ได้เฉพาะว่าเราได้มาคนเดียว เพราะว่าเรามาทั้งชุมชน ชุมชนเป็นคนที่ผลักเราขึ้นมา ให้เรามามีชีวิตที่ดี เราก็ต้องกลับไปเพื่อกลับไปตอบแทนชุมชน
ของบุ๋มนี่ได้โครงการไปแล้วใช่ไหม
ได้แล้วค่ะหมดหนี้แล้วด้วยค่ะ เมื่อปี66
Boom feel very overwhelmed that we could have this kind of session to share among different group in Asia, and she think that we should keep this connection, this kind of power of being together, doing similar thing in different place, in the same direction. She think it's very important. So she talked about herself that she actually got the project. So her life and her family already been secure, all right. But she feel like this is the gift from the society that she received, and she feel it is something to repay, to give back to all the poor people, in which is a very, very important mission. So although she can stop because she got her community, a lot of work in her community, but she think that this kind of work is ongoing, and we have to keep linking together to inspire each other. She was mentioned before, she talked here that she would like to propose that for the community process, it is very important to keep the linkage, to keep networking, to visit each other. And because when we go to the real community and people are able to speak, to share with us, it's the way that we boost them. We sort of make the light shining into the community. And that is the way we should work in the community process, to visit, to share, to keep the network alive, and to make it active among the people in different community. Either you get the project already or you haven't got the project, you keep on working, and this mission never finish. And by doing that, she said, I feel proud, I feel honored to do this kind of work with the different community, and we changing together like that.
คือต้องบอกเลยว่าตัวเองเนี่ยค่ะมันมาจากศูนย์แล้วก็โอกาสนะคะแล้วเราไม่ได้มาด้วยลำพังตัวคนเดียวเรามาพาครอบครัวมาทุกครั้งจะมีการประชุมกันเราก็จะดึงมาทั้งครอบครัวมามีส่วนร่วมมารับรู้ไปด้วยกันค่ะเพราะไม่ใช่ว่าเราเป็นคนที่แก้ไขปัญหาอยู่คนเดียวแต่ครอบครัวเราไม่ได้แก้ไขด้วยเป็นหนุนเราด้วยชุมชนไม่ได้มาแก้ไขกับเราแล้วเราจะไปยังไงต่อถ้าสมมุติว่ามันมีการคุยมันมีการฟังมันมีการแลกเปลี่ยนเชื่อว่าค่ะยังไงก็มีความประสบความสำเร็จเหมือนอย่างที่ตัวเองนะตอนนี้แล้วก็ต้องบอกว่าบอกไม่ถูกเนาะเพราะว่ามันเป็นความสุขอะค่ะมันเป็นความสุขโอเคเดี๋ยวเขาจะกำลังจะปิดแล้วละมั้งค่ะ อยากมีเรื่องหนึ่งค่ะ ความรู้บุ๋มสมัยก่อนบุ๋มขี่มอเตอร์ไซค์อย่างเดียวบุ๋มไม่เคยมีความรู้อะไรเลยเปิดโน้ตบุ๊กยังเปิดไม่เป็นเลยแต่วันนี้กรมส่งเสริมกรมตรวจสามารถเขาเรียกอะไรเชื่อมั่นเครือข่ายอย่างเราเพราะว่าทำได้หมดเครือข่ายจะอยู่ใกล้ชิดบุ๋มใช้การเป็นตรวจกิจการเพราะว่ามีอำนาจเนี่ยไปคลี่คลายปัญหาให้ทุกโครงการ
She said that by being a leader and keep on supporting the other, I'm very happy. I feel an important mission, and I also change. Before I don't know what the accounting, what all this kind of detail about cooperative is about. Today I'm also one of the resource person for the other community. So by being active, by moving, you are changing, you are learning, you have a lot of knowledge now. And I'm not going alone. She said, I whenever I have a meeting in my community, in my city, my family always with me. So I have a good backup. of my family who go with me, who support me. So this is the kind of women way of doing that. When you go, you are not going alone. You go with the whole community and with the whole family and the community behind you, and you are not stopping. You are not finished in any kind of project. You keep moving, and that is a very, very important life mission. And by doing that, I feel proud and I'm very happy. That's what she want to say at the end. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Uh, we have friends from CAN as well. I would like to request Rubaya to speak a few words, like 2 minutes max, on like how POCA has been working with the women in the community. Like, share your experience.
Sure, thanks. So CAN, which is the Community Architects Network, initially, this was formed to as a group of professionals who are mostly architects, to work with communities in Asian countries, because as friends through this network, we have this bonding and this expertise of working with people. So if say one country is facing some issues in a process, so we can invite the others of this CAN group who can go there and help, and we call those co-creation workshops. And there have been a few co-creation workshops in the last few years, and all of them have been very impactful. So maybe I'll share a little about the co-creation workshop in Jhinaida, which happened in Jhinaida in 2019. And the power of this workshop is like when because we live in Bangladesh, we people usually they tend to respect more to the outsiders. So if someone from outside is coming and saying this maybe the same things or the similar things, they think it's more important. So we try to utilize this in the workshops, and we try to not just with the communities, also with the authorities. And that's something what happened in Chinaida when through the co-creation workshop, separate groups of community peoples and experts coming from from different Asian countries and all over Bangladesh. I think they worked together for 4 or 5 days on different issues, on safe road safety, on riverbank development, on ponds network, in separate groups. And ultimately on the last day, when the community showed these aspirations to the city authorities and took them on a walk, let's go to the river, where are the barriers, where we can't go. And a lot of decisions were made then and there, like, okay, we need to break this wall, okay, we need an access from here. So these things kind of so this gathering of people from different countries and different expertise actually help the community to understand more about their own context. And the authorities also could see, like, the people can show their aspiration and they have a solid plan like how to do this. And ultimately that one of the group's project who were working on riverbank development, ultimately that project kind of evolved into something bigger, and it was physically a riverbank development of, for a small part, has been physically built with the help as in with the help of the community. So because of everyone went through this process, the people owns it like as their own river, because they work in the design process. Maybe it's not the same design, but everyone feels like we have been part of the workshop, so we designed this and that. So that's something citywide people have actually owned their workshop with the help of CAN. And also recently with POCA, because we all are CAN, and so we are also doing some workshops with the community. We recently did one small workshop with the youth from the community, not professionals or other participants. So there were different backgrounds people, and they all learned how to measure and map and how to draw and design. And then they shared this to the authorities, and they're planning on developing their neighborhood with a lot of hope and aspirations. And now they are kind of ready to maybe mentor other professionals, the youth from the community. They are confident that they can mentor other professionals who come to their community to guide. And I think this kind of co-creation workshop gives this kind of confidence to community people. And it's also important because in at least in POCA, most of us are women, so it's usually easier for us to communicate with the communities also. And that's very interesting, because a lot of people who wants to join POCA are mostly I mean, men are minority here. So it's very interesting, and it's sort of strength for us to work as women with women. And I think all the women, I'd just like to add that all the women are such multitaskers. Like it's incredible. Like, for example, Kulsum Appa, she was working with the housing process. She was working with us all along, but she was also feeding us. She was somehow, I don't know what time she woke up, she cooked food, and like sometimes she also fed us and everything. So I think it's incredible how community leaders are working and also supporting, running their family and working also. Yeah, so that's it. And from Can, I can also yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, Rubaya. Uh, the workshop after Janaida was very like energizing and encouraging. I also had the opportunity to be part of that. So we came back like all energized, and we wanted to do the similar process in our own countries. Thank you so much, Rubaya, for sharing. Now we have our partners with us to share a few remarks on uh, on this occasion of Women's Day. I would like to invite Tripti Mahasit from Habitat for Humanity. I wanted to inform everyone that like Habitat for Humanity International and ACHR has recently signed a MOU. It is to kind of build alliance and build collaboration between different organizations to kind of raise the issues of housing the urban poor communities from the country level to the regional level up to the ground level. So, Triptiji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Lumantiji, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. It's been lovely to hear all the stories from across the region, and I think I just wanted to share that I think, as we've said before, a house is more than just a building. It's the feeling that a house can give. It's the feeling of safety. It's the environment that you create within a house. And it's also a place where we can nurture, let's say, the future generation. And the confidence and strength that women have is something really important to pass on to the future generation. For me, my greatest influence has been my grandmom, and for my brother too. And I wanted to just share like a very small story. When we were very young, my brother was 4 years old. He went up to my grandparents and he actually asked my grandfather, has grandmom studied more than you? And he was surprised and he was like, oh, why do you ask that? And then he said, no, because I always see you always ask grandmom before you do anything. And so he just thought that, she's more educated. She got more marks than him. But I think from a younger age, what that really taught us is that open communication, just, having that decision making that goes jointly between two people is really important. And a home is really where you can teach your children that that is how it should be, whether it be about finances, whether it should we fix the leaking roof first, or do we need to fix the creaking door first? But to have a conversation about that, whether it be about aesthetics, which color are we going to paint the room? But really small things. If you can really imbibe that every conversation has to be open, and that you don't have to have only one person who does all the decisions. This is something really important. And what it also does is the future generation can then go on to whichever role they take in the future, whether they work as a community leader, whether they work in an NGO, whether they work in the healthcare industry, whether they, become part of the government. But what it really teaches them is that you have to be open to listening to others, that you have to have those conversations. And I think that is one of the best qualities that a leader can have, is being able to be open, listen, and include people in the decisions that they make. And I think the strength that women bring to this decision making is really important. And it creates the home that we live in. But I think, I just wanted to share that. Thank you very much for including me in this.
Thank you so much, Kirtiji. Next, I would like to invite Nina, our friend from Urban One. ACHR has been partner with Urban One for a long time, and they have been supporting us for building the community network and also building the community collective housing processes on the ground. Thank you, Nina. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Lumansi. First of all, thank you for the invitation. It's been very inspiring to hear all those testimonies from all these amazing women in so many different countries sharing how collective housing has empowered them to voice their needs, to plan their communities together. And I think for us, it's an honor to be here and to be part of this, to support this somehow. And what I take from this meeting and from all that I've heard today is that collective housing not only recognizes the role and the role of women and the importance of care, but also promotes a fair and collective approach to caregiving. And when we see caregiving as an individual task, it can become a burden. If we tackle all these issues as individuals, it can be too much. And when we see collective housing and we see how those processes have empowered, capacitated, brought women together to address collectively the issues of themselves, their families, and their communities, we see how caregiving can become something that is a role of the community. And I think it's very beautiful and very important because we allow women to have the space where they can come together, where they can share their wishes, their dreams, and where they can collectively tackle the things that their families, and their communities need. So thank you very much for organizing this space. I leave very inspired and very amazed as always when I talk to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nina, for your beautiful words. And thank you everyone for sharing your experiences. And it was really amazing to hear everyone. As a concluding, I would like to request Lazna Didi to kind of summarize everything and share the conclusion.
Yeah, Lumante.
Yes, Ranjit.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ranjit, please go ahead.
From women's cooperative side, because last year they were able to receive one team from Indonesia, and the cost was shared by Indonesian team and also the Sri Lanka. So in the coming year also, this year, they would like to invite a couple of groups to Sri Lanka, so visit their bank and study. So they think that now they have established, kind of a strong program, and also they were able to support others, and also think their role is not only looking after the poor in Sri Lanka. They said all the region they can support, and that's their part of their duty. So they will in future, they will plan to invite a couple of teams to Sri Lanka and share their experiences. And the local cost will be born by themselves. So that's an open invitation from Women's Corp. Ashoka asked me to announce that in this forum. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. We have exceeded time, but it's so inspiring. It's so kind of like, kind of like, state, right? So on behalf of ACHR, I would like to salute all the community leaders who actually shared their experiences. Kulsum, Angie, Hansaban, Idri, Ashoka, Karmit Panya, Lachimtara, and also our partners, Tripti and Nina, and also all the translators who have actually translated, made our leaders to speak comfortably, right? So that is also very important. It is so wonderful to hear them speaking in their own language. Count how many languages you have actually heard today. Everyone, every woman, from, they are speaking their own dialect, their own language, and the translators translating them in English. But I still feel a little bad that we have not been able to translate, again, back to the language who are here, actually, the community leaders who are present here and listening. So maybe when we organize the virtual event next time, so maybe we will also have to add in something that everybody actually, understands what is being going around, what is being said. So thank you so much. I really don't want to take a long time, but then it's so inspiring. I have really learned a lot. I'm actually planning to write a short kind of story that I will publish in my LinkedIn. So visit that in the next few days, right? But just last year, I what I struck is like what Hansa Bahan from India, what she said is every woman has a dream of owning her own house. And I believe that, that is true, not only to the Indian women, this is true with all the women everywhere, in all the countries across the globe. I think this is the dream that, women have. They have their own house, own family, a secured house, secured community with access to all the facilities. Oh, this is the dream. And I think in ACHR, we provide all the necessary support to make the dream of the women's come true. So I would like to end and close the session, thanking you all. And then we also continue with this kind of dialogue in the coming days as well. And maybe more, it's already, we have 2 hours plus already, but still, so many people still here. There were about 55 participants in the beginning, so we still have 41 now remaining. Such a high level of interest, enthusiasm we see, and that is also encouraging me to organize more this kind of conversations, which we can actually talk in our own language freely, express our own feelings, learning, sharing without any fear, right? But then it's like, it's giving a strength to everyone. Yes, it is possible, we can do it, we can make that change possible. So thanking you, and then goodbye.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you, Rachana. Thank you all.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Yeah.
It's been goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you, Samsuk. Yeah, and thank you.